I didn't think that would farm. I thought that would have got through it. We had Shattering Shells up. Does it not remove regrow? Or is there just too many and it didn't remove enough of it? Oh, idiot Panz strikes again. It's funny when you get the start sorted out like that, it does kind of make the rest of the game boring. Because we're not doing anything. It's just a waiting game. Go, Soda, go. Crossbow does that better. Hey, sorry, Mystic. If you want the best one, either this one or logs. Monkey Meadow's not tough, not too bad. What are the other really easy ones? Cubism or Frozen Over are really good too. I think the best thing is have a plan, know that it's probably going to fail. Yeah, best of luck. If it doesn't fail because you opposite have failed because you succeeded, then that's even better. Yeah, Soda and more farms. More farms. Soda's strong. I think Soda's a really good introduction to anyone that's wanting to try the harder maps for the first few times. Or the harder modes. Go really greedy. There we go. I mean, we've already got enough to kill the first Moab, so I'm not going to go any greedier than that. I don't think we need more than that. Patch is there. I'd pre-patch, but I'm not gonna hit it when it goes live. It's too close to the end of the stream. I don't think get like a couple hours in, which is probably a nice start, but I'd rather just take my time, make sure everything's working. And hit it fresh tomorrow. But I'll probably be doing SRS, I think. Okay, ledge camos are taken care of. Definitely.
Now we're talking.
His endgame got taken away. What was that? Crit. The fractured 100% delirium tier 16 maps. Okay. I very roughly know what they are. What was the reason they took them out? Okay, but why can't you fracture them anymore? Like, what was the reason to not be able to do that anymore?
Extra shot. Get ready, Moab.
made one map with 100% delirium. A fraction mod, sextants don't use charges. That you keep that one map stashed away and dupe it with fraction fossils, which are to see. Oh, because you're using that to then farm the materials so that you can keep duping it, so that you can keep farming the materials to keep duping it. There you go, guys. Soft Stevo's hosting a co-op on the new map if anyone's interested. And I can't be fracturing further. I guess they didn't want people being able to infinitely farm on a loop, which I think is reasonable. It should have been something they should have made sure wasn't implemented when it first went in. I can understand being upset about it, but you got to be careful, I think, as a gamer, not to baby rage too much about something that wasn't in the game, I don't know, what, a year ago? And then now that it got in there, clearly, I wouldn't say what he was doing was an exploit, but it was something that, he'd found something that let him play some hard content, which obviously he enjoyed, basically on farm, which shouldn't be, right? So then they've taken it back out, and the dummy spit's like, well, I really love this game, and now I love it even more. And instead of going back to I love it, it's I hate it. It's like, yeah. But that's human nature, right? If you have something that's an 8 out of 10, and it gets nerfed to a 10 out of, or gets buffed to a 10 out of 10, and then it gets nerfed to an 8 out of 10, you'll treat it like it's a 2 out of 10, even though it's been brought back down to, you know, where it belonged, right? He would take like 5 minutes to run a map and then 20 minutes to sort out his loot. Wow. And I'm guessing the loot was just that valuable. My God, where's my WWE ice creams? Oh wait, they brought those back. Remove Headhunter from the game. I guess. It's like the thing that Dolphin was... I didn't understand it, and I had a lot of questions, and I didn't want to sound trolly. Which it's really hard to in text. Because he was talking about, I think it was to do with the harvest, like why would you ever not do harvest? And so the fact that it's still in the game, he's like, this is bad, it's still in the game, I'm just going to spend all my time doing harvest. But at some point you're going to stop and do the things that harvest enables you to do, right? Unless you can't physically stop. If all you do is sit there and do the harvest stuff so that at the end of the league, when your character gets migrated to standard with 1 trillion chaos, and you're like, I did nothing but did harvest. It's like, that's your own fault. Maybe you should have, if you spent a whole day, you know, doing harvest so that you can have lots of currency, now go do the stuff you want to do with that currency. Don't be like, oh, now I can just harvest harder. You know, it's a self-regulation thing, right? It's like economy in games. At some point, you got to stop and actually build towers. Well, that's the thing. You're right. Having the willpower can be tough, but that's if what you're doing is bringing in the in-game currency so you can do stuff that you couldn't do without it. Right? Like if you can only get to 60% of the game, right? Not because you're lacking of skill, but because there's just so much to do. Right, so, and that's what happens with Path of Exile for a lot of people. They choose what they want to do in a certain league. Right, whether they want to try and delve really deep, or they want to fight certain bosses, or they want to, you know, whatever, pick something. Right, and you try to build towards that, or maybe you get a drop and you're like, oh, I can do this now because I got this drop. Right? But there's something with Harvest where you can get lots of gear to sell. So you can get currency which will allow you to buy the thing so you can do more of that stuff instead of waiting on random chance of having the drop yourself. But if all you ever do is get the money to get the gear but don't actually do it, you know, you're not actually doing it, you're just hoarding away your riches. It's because Headhunter's too strong? Okay, fair enough. So is that what people are doing? They're just doing it in hopes of getting a Headhunter? And then the end of the league comes and they didn't get one, and they spent their entire 90 days not getting a Headhunter? Obviously didn't place soda properly for that. That's pretty good coverage. It's not the best place, I just wanted to see what the coverage would look like. Whoa! You think that's okay coverage? Yeah, I mean, it's alright. Nothing special. How about now? Where's my pocket elk? And we get another upgrade in there then. Is there anything else that'll give him a range buff? Apart from Permarout? These look good on the resort. They look like beach houses, like sort of beach cabana things. You know, you like sit in there, you know, like with shade cloth or something. Yeah, really nice matching aesthetic. They go, especially with the flags. They go nicely with the umbrellas. The umbrellas could do with a clean though. Yeah, dusty and dirty now. so did leaving like 20. So useless.
Clean cuts and still cuts for the pay. Blades legendary. Attack as one.